Hi, this is Dawn Olszewski and welcome to another episode of How'd She Do That? And today we're going to create this fabulous card. This is perfectly preserved. It's the bundle from Stampin' Up! In the 2012 Holiday Mini Catalog, and it actually is a case, a copy and share everything from one of the samples in that catalog. So let's get started. Alright, so here's the stamp set. This is the perfectly preserved. This is so cute, this canning jar with all different kinds of things that you can put in it. But what's even better is you don't have to hand cut all those things. Stampin' Up! Has created a framelit set called Cannery to go with it. So I'm not actually going to make the entire card for you. I'm just going to show you some tips on how to make it really easy, especially if you're making multiple of the same card. To make the die cutting of this project go a lot faster, we're going to do it all at the same time. So what I did is I created like a template. I'll come in a little closer so you can see where I did the stamping. I created templates, evenly spacing these out, so when the framelits are put on here, there's enough room to cut all of them with one shot through the big shot. So here is some examples of, I actually mounted 3 of them on the same block, and then 2 on this one. And what I'm going to do is you would ink it up, and you would ink it upside down so you can clearly know what you're inking. And this is Cajun Craze, so that's what I used on the little jar cap. And then you would take your separate ink pad and you would ink this up. And then you would just stamp it. See how that is stamped perfectly exactly where I want it. So I love that. That's great about the clear block, so we can really see what we're doing there. You would do the same thing on this one and stamp it going this way. Voila. Now when you're ready to put it on the big shot, you want tab 2 is what you're going to place it on. Essentially, your multi-purpose platform is closed. And then put a cutting plate. Now I like to have a nice flat one when I'm doing framelits. And then on top of that is going to be your cutting material, and then of course your framelits. So what we'll do is we'll line these up. Alright, so we'll get that one lined up exactly where we want it. And you just do that with all of them. Okay. And our pear. Now, if you can see closely on the pear, I'll come in close. I actually took my marker after it was stamped. I just took my fine tip marker and colored those seeds in. And then we'll just go back out a little bit. This one here. And then I don't have my Bitty Banners framelit here with me right now, but you would put that on there right now as well. And then we just go run it through. There we go. I found my Bitty banner there and I added it to it, and voila, everything is cut out. Love it. Isn't that neat? What a great little trick, and how that makes for this to go a little bit faster. Alright, now you've got all your little pieces, and you can assemble your little jar here. And I did use some dimensionals to put this together. Under this, I put a glue dot. So next I'll show you a tip on the paper piercing here. Alright, so to get our paper piercing, we're going to use this new Festive Paper Piercing Pack. This is in the Holiday Mini Catalog. To show you, there, I think you can see there's one of the sheets. You get 3 sheets in all. And this is the one we're going to use. This matches the window framelits, and then this one is the label framelits. So these window frames, I've already pre-cut this with the die, the matching die, and I'll come in, and Stampin' Up! Has done a beautiful job with this. So we'll put this on here, and then we'll just line it up. So can you see that there's these nice lines here? Instead of just the piercing holes, they've given the lines to guide it. So that is really nice. Then I am going to use the new paper piercing tool from Stampin' Up! Now I do recommend this. This tip is a little bit narrower than the old piercing tool that we have, and it fits a lot better in these holes. If you use the new one, they're actually going to widen the holes a little bit. Another tip is once you hear it kind of break through the paper, then just pull it back out. Again, if you're pushing too hard, you're going to widen those holes. And then we just go around. And then we'll just keep doing that. I don't need to finish that entirely, but on the card sample, we actually turned it upside down, and you can kind of see and feel the texture there. Both sides are kind of cool. They show a different variety, but on the card, we had this kind of textured side out. So there you go. That was a very easy card, and I'm so glad Stampin' Up! Has some great samples to share in the catalog. They're definitely worth casing. So for more inspiration, be sure to stop by my blog at dostampinwithdawn.com.